Okay, everyone, welcome back to Sabado Sessions podcast. We're your hosts, and today we're going to continue on with the previews of the men's British 2023, kicking it off with the 83s and then the 93s after. All right, so for the 83s, just to give a heads up, we've got Durance in first nomination, Saheed Kunz Aregbe, Hamza Bam, and Luke Wilson, and Ade Misakin. So to kick off, Durance, 83s, you're the man. What are you thinking about what's gonna happen?
Oh, I mean, A3 is like is 1, 2, 3 there. Like I'm winning this one. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm winning by a margin, but I'm gonna win this one. That's not even a joke. And it's all about who's gonna come second and third spot. That's where people are gonna fight for. So pretty much like, let me just say this: this British, to be honest, all the way class so far, the winners, it's almost been clear in terms of like if you look at people's training, people's performance in the past, it's clear to say this person's gonna win and that person is gonna lose. Yeah, winning this one, but how much I don't know. But how much weight I'm gonna put on that total from the Euros, we have no ideas. But the way training is going now, I think I believe and I feel like I'm in the strongest 83 in the world at the moment. If Malta came in close, you put Malta next week, no one is coming close. No matter you're Americans or French or whoever your nationality is, you're not coming close. That's just how I feel. So people will have their say, people have their opinion, but that's how I feel. I feel strong as fuck. So anyone who's coming to the British, you better come to the British to come second. Don't come to the British fingers, you come first because you're gonna break your back or break your knees. Simple stuff.
Jesus, Jesus
So
Christ, bro. What do you have for breakfast, man?
mate,
The fuck?
I'm all out, but literally I had a few cod liver oil tablets in this morning. So yeah, the energy level is high.
So the
Yes, I'm gonna
keys,
win
yeah,
that one.
secret.
And my second place, I'll give it to Sahid Kunz, just because he has that deadlift over all of us, right? But I'm all around the lifter now, so I can easily say I'm a bencher. I don't care what people think. I am a bencher right now. Fuck all what anyone will come to me and say, oh yeah, you can only bench 177. No, fuck that. We'll see at the British. But anyway, Kunz has got that deadly deadlift. That's why I'm putting Kunz as a second for me. Again, I think I said this in the past. It all depends how much Kunz has on his squat. If Kunz, jokes aside, if Kunz can squat 260 kilos, yes, I might itch my fucking back. I might probably have to push myself even harder because the 260 squat Kunz, we're talking about probably 800 plus. So, but has he got 260? Let's wait and see. But I'm going to put him a second with a 250 squat, potentially 170 bench and 360 deadlift. So that would give me 780, which is the international qualifier that Tosh is looking for. I'll
Hmm.
put Kunz with those numbers. So again, his team is camp.
Do
I don't know what they're
before
thinking.
you give us the rest, right? Just a question comes to mind right now, though. Do you like? Obviously, you're gonna be trying probably hitting same as what you got in Euros, 800, right? Or maybe a bit more if you felt like it. Yeah,
Yeah,
is that all right?
yeah,
Do
me.
you not see anyone else hitting 800? Oh, at this British,
No, no, no.
not even
Let's
close.
not be. No, let not be on the mic, or let not be journalists, or let not be whatever powerlifting nerds. But the reality, the fact is, no one is hitting 883 in the UK pretty
Other than
much
you,
until probably the end of the year.
apart from you.
So apart from me, yeah.
Who do you think will be the
So
next best to 800? Just out of curiosity. With time.
I mean,
First
if
name.
you
Go.
look at
Quick name.
the if you look at the all
Just give
lineup,
a name, bro.
Just give a name. No, no, no. It
Kunz
doesn't have to be from
Kunz
this
Kunz,
British. It
Kunz
doesn't
is
have to be
next
from
to
the
him.
lineup.
Yeah,
Anyone.
Kunz is next to 800 for me.
Okay.
Cause is next.
Yeah,
Next up, yeah. All right, cool.
he's the next candidate to hit 100 for me. So again, as I said, my third there, I was going up literally back and forth between Hamza and Ade
Mm.
because the only reason I'm saying that is we know a fully fit Ade it will challenge Kunz for second spot,
Bro,
right?
fully fit
So
Ade was saying 10-time bodyweight total once upon a time, no?
It's
He
easy
did.
to write things and doing, isn't it? It's easy to say things and doing. Look, the reality of thing is that, I mean, Enna says he's going to pull 390 at the Euros. What happened? So
Bro,
I love
he was
getting
gonna
that.
say 399
399. So yeah, you
until
forced
two
me to put
weeks
that
before,
399,
and
by the
then
way.
he just messaged me
Anyway,
going, "I take back what I said, Joey."
anyway, it's easy to say things and done, right? The reality of things is, a fully fit Ade, I can see him challenging Kunz for that second spot. But at the moment, we saw Kunz, Ade Awala media. He did not really perform. He had some issues with injuries. He's coming to the British. I don't know how he feels. So I spoke to him a little bit. He said he's coming for the international qualifier. So if he has a name, yes. No, but I'm going to leave Hamza at third and put Ade as fourth. This is not a shade on him. This is not me looking down on him, just looking at his past performance. I'm just judging from that. And I haven't seen a lot of posts in terms of training. So I'll give Hamza third. I'll give Ade fourth. Yeah, that's me there for the E3. So it's just about that international qualified total. I think my message will be to every 83 in the country. Yes, anything can happen on the day. You know, anything can happen to me. I can lose or whatever. But if you come into the British to chase for the British record total, just don't fool yourself. Just go for the
Mm.
international qualifier total, right? Get that solidified, and then the rest thing can wait. Simple as that.
I mean, yeah,
Quick question.
yeah. Go on, Espen.
Quick question. Sorry. So, Durance, this one for you actually. So you just said that you're going to be winning by a margin, right? A big margin. Yeah.
No, I said
However,
I don't know how much I'm going to be winning for, but I'll win it regardless.
but you're going to win, yeah, but by a mile. But just a quick question, right? You just made a post. Well, you just posted your last squat, right? That you did. What was it? 270. How much was it?
2.5. 272.5.
4 sets of what? 4 sets free. Was it 4 sets
Yeah.
free? All right,
Yeah.
cool. In a comment section as well, I don't know who posted it, but someone said, I thought that was going to be something else for more volume. Then Joey responded and he said, Joey, and what did you say? And what was your response to that?
I said it wasn't necessary for this prep.
Cool. So it wasn't necessary for this prep. Perfect. Does that mean that you're not pushing as much then to hit something crazy at the British, or you just don't need to because there's just
it's
zero
not needed.
competition?
It's not needed. It's not needed. We did not prep from the Euros. When I did the Euros, we sat down, my team. Basically, I'm talking about Joey, Kedricks. We sat down. We said, look, what do we need for the British? We already know what we need for the British. So we don't need to kill me. I'm 34 years old. I don't need to kill myself into pushing hard at the British because I have a competition. No, we need to go to the British, get a number that we need to get, you know, post IPF point or whatever for the big boys to chase. Hopefully they break their back. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean? So we're not pushing on this. We have got other things to think about this year. It's a long year.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what we discussed. I mean, if he doesn't need to add 17 and a half more to the total, then I think it's perfectly fine to just keep it where it is and then save it for when it's actually absolutely needed. So obviously the upcoming Worlds in Malta, provisionally that, you know, Durance, well, more than likely will be selected for it anyway. So yeah, so that's why the plan is as so.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Good to know.
But yeah, back to the previews though. Espen, what are you saying, bro? Like, obviously, well, our first question would be like, do you agree? Like, yeah, Durance is locked in first.
No, not really. I think he's pretty shit, to be fair. In all honesty, nah, yeah, Durance for the win, man. All day, every day. Obviously, his training's going crazy, just getting stronger and stronger. It's like as he gets older, he just gets stronger, which is great to know because seeing as I'm following his steps, going towards 34, I want to get stronger too. Joey, don't even make a comment, Joey. Fuck off. But anyways, yeah. So it's good to know that those that are getting older are getting stronger as well. It gives me a little bit of belief that I can also get strong. But yeah, moving on. So Durance first place, 100%, no questions asked. In second place, I'm going to throw a little spanner in the works there. Honestly, I respect both lifters. Kunz is my guy, obviously. Fucking his training's been going crazy. His bench has been improving a lot. His deadlifts has been moving good since he got his new coach as well. We can all agree that his training has been 10 out of 10. The only thing I haven't seen, which is something that we all spoke about, and we also speak in a group chat as well, where Kunz is too. So we actually do ask him and say it to him as well, is his depth in squats. That's
Yeah.
the only thing for me that's stopping me from picking him second, in all honesty. That's the only reason.
So who's your pick
However,
for second?
hear me out. Hear me out. I'm getting there. So that's the only reason why I'm not picking Kun second, because of that. That's the only reason. However, at the British, if Kunz can squat to depth and hit a decent number, then yeah, it's gonna be Kunz. But like I said, I'm gonna throw a little spanner in the works there, and I'm gonna say in second place it's gonna be Ade.
So Ade over Luke Wilson and Hamza Bambro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason I say that is because obviously there's a reason as to why he's entered. There's a reason as to why he's entered, right? Obviously his last comp wasn't great. He didn't have a good one. I don't know, maybe he was injured, he did something, but there's a reason why he's entered the British. He's not doing it just for the sake of it. So
wouldn't you say there was a reason as well why he did Wala Media, even though you knew he was crooked?
In terms of why he did it, I honestly can't answer that. However, what I'm holding on to is his 745 in his first comp as an 83. That's what I'm thinking of, right? 745 at his first comp 83. If he can match that or surpass that, and get through these injuries, guys, come on, his bench looked good. What did he bench? 180? Yeah. His squat, I mean, yeah, his squats in training were moving good, but then on the day it was shit. Obviously, comp day is more important, but his training looked great on squats. And then the only thing for me is his deads. His deads, I feel like it hasn't gone any better, even in training. Like from the training that we saw, anyways, he wasn't doing anything crazy than what he was doing at 74 bodyweight. So I'm not sure, but if we can get a healthy Ade, he can definitely compete against Kuntz, 100%. But yeah, like I said, it's going to pretty much be determined based on Kunz's depth and squats. That's the only thing for me, and that's the only reason why I put him in third. Kunz, sorry man, like, yeah, that's going to be my top three boys. Honestly, it will be Durins, Ade, and Kunz.
Kunz a third. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Well, obviously looking at everything here, there's the reason why I mentioned earlier, like over Hamza Bam and Luke Wilson, was that obviously the last competition by Hamza Bam was the University Cup last October, where he got the 732.5. I mean, it's been a good like 4 months of prep since, right? I'm pretty sure like he's been backing training. I don't see why he won't hit like at least a good 10, even 20 kilos more, bro. And that will put him way above where Kunz is nominated right now. So I think that's something worth considering. But in terms of my picks for second and third, I will still stick to my guns on the provision, right? That like you mentioned there, that Kunz hits depth, because should he, somehow put the work in and get the what's needed, the 250, the 255, 260, that Durance was mentioning, yes, that he's solidified for second. He is gonna get the criteria for what it will take to be selected into the next internationals. So yeah, with all of that in mind, everything going well, I put Kunz for second. For third, I will stick with where Hamza Bam is right now, which is third nomination. Like, I'm not trying to shit on Ade, I'm not trying to shit on Luke Wilson or anyone else in the class, but it's just that with Ade's last performance, like, it didn't look like an injury that can be sort of fixed anytime soon. Like, if whatever is affecting him right now, like, he could be fighting for third, bro. Like, he's hit 745, but I don't see Hamza struggling to get that 745 also with the amount of prep time that he's had. Like, if just going by logic and just going by how his training has been going, I don't see him being far off into fighting for that third spot. So yeah, I will stick to Hamza as my third, and that's my reasoning behind it. It's just the time, and obviously he hasn't had any injuries that we have been notified about when it comes to like Ade. And then with Luke, I mean, all blessed to Luke. Like Durance and I met him years ago. He's been at it, cracking on since he was in the 74s. Moving on to 83s now. Like, he's just aged. I believe he's just aged out, right, Durance? Like, he's just gone from juniors to into the open. So, I mean, it's still like he's still growing into the weight class. I believe, like, growing like in terms of like maturity into the sport as well as experience into it. So maybe not yet, but his time in that top 3 British ranking will come in the 83s.
I mean, it's also like, bear in mind, although he's aged out to the seniors now, he was a 74 lifter a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that, even being an 83, is still new to him.
Yeah.
So the man has been around, as you mentioned there, for a very long time. So powerlifting is a long game sport. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon. So
Yeah.
I expect him to chip away every single season, every single meet he does. So by next year, this conversation probably will be different.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But it's just been going to be a waiting game. But yeah, so that's anything else to do with A3s? Sorry, Espen.
So now that we all have our nominations, all 3 of us, Durins, last question for you, man. Right. Actually, Joey, quick question. How many can you take to an 83 to internationals?
Maximum 2,
Okay, cool.
provided that it's taken away from a different weight class.
Ade and you know what? Let's go without here. So Ade and Kunz. Ade and Kunz both hit their qualifying total, right? For selection of internationals. It's in your hands who to take with you. Who you taking and why?
My hands, you mean me deciding?
You deciding, yeah.
Okay. If both of them are 100% fit, I will probably take Kunz. Hear me out why. I think I've said this. In Malta, I will go against the best 83, not in the country, not in Europe, in the world. These guys are monsters. So I'd rather come out on the first round of squat battling other nations and then battling my own nation.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like, Ade has quoted 290, we've seen it in training, right?
Yeah.
So leading to Malta, let's just say we give him another 10 kilo in there. We're talking about he'll be a 300 squatter by Malta, right?
Wasn't 295 your last warm-up, last post or something like that?
Anyway, yeah, let's move on from that. But the man is going to get close to that 300 squatter. So even if 300 will be my opener or even my second attempt, but whatever it's going to be, I don't want to be fighting my own nation about who's going to squat more, him or me. No, I don't want that. But I want Kunz. The reason I want Kunz is Kunz will be chilling in the squat as resting, as Anna call it. He'll be resting in the squat period. On the bench press, he will go to second gear, with me along. And on the deadlift, Kunz will put pressure to the pullers in the world. I'm talking about the Mendes, the Anna. Kunz will be on that list of them. And me, I'll be chilling in the background. I'll be actually getting the subtotal that is needed for me to win, post third or second. But them battling each other. That's one of the reasons I just my point about choosing Kunz. I know people call it but go on.
So you're gonna take Kunz's bait.
Yeah, I won't take him as a bait, but I'll take Kunz because of that. And I know people will tell me saying, "Oh, you're running away from challenge, from battling Ade." Call me all you want. I don't care. It's all about what's best for me.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right,
cool. There you have it, boys.
Yeah, cool. That's ready to move on to the 93s, lads. Yeah. Okay, for the 93s, top 5 will be Christian Ayandokan, Maxwell Gayamfi, Adam Follett, William Pickering, and Aaron Blackmore. Obviously, that's just in the recent news that's come to light where Dapo has pulled out. So that will be the 5 we'll be discussing in this preview.
What happened to Dapo?
Durance, care to give us some?
I don't know why people always go Durance. You know the thing. I'm not the Team GB captain. Number one, I know that I'm the oldest in the team apart from Tony Cliff and Sam Watt, but I'm not the captain. And then I don't train Ade. So, Dapo. So I assume there is a lot of external factors why he pulled out, and I don't think it's an injury or anything. It's just like life got in the way, and yeah, probably that's why.
Okay. All right. Well, just to kick it off with the previews, to go first. You know what, Espen? Let's go, bro. What's your 1, 2, 3?
In all honesty, I think it's for me it would have been a lot different with Dapo there. In all honesty,
yeah, I agree.
I think for all of us, it would have been a little bit of a mix. But now with him out, I think it's quite easy as to top 3 who's going to be. Actually, not easy. It's going to be tough for second and third. But anyways, let me talk. So in first place, obviously, we can all agree. All three of us can agree it's going to be Christian. It's going to be very similar to the 83s, where Durance is pretty much going to be winning for a mile. Same with Christian. I can't really see anyone coming anywhere near close to his total or what he's going to be putting up. It's just going to be, I can really see it now. It's going to be another comp where he just, does RPE sevens for squats, bench, and deadlifts, and then just wins it nice and comfortably.
Yeah.
And then, it's going to be that. I can't really see him.
It's good. It's funny you mentioned the RPE sevens or even RPE eight. I thought it was anyway for his squat and bench. I think that's the combination that puts him in a good position to be to well, for a good performance anyway. I wouldn't say for the win, but for a very good performance. That seems to be the combination that sweet spot even that he's gonna have to attain for. Just like how we did in Euros, it worked for him really really well. I mean, Durance, you were there. There was I'm pretty sure there was a reasoning, that you probably knew what was happening more in the background compared to Espin and I, but there was a reasoning as to why he did what he did for squats and he did what he did for bench press. So I guess it's something agreeable that is going to be that.
We'll just do it again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, I expect to see even less IPEs, to be honest, at this British. I expect to see less IPEs for him. What I mean less RPEs is I'm not sitting here saying I expect Christian to squat less than 287.5. No. Even if he take on 290, but I expect it to take it for like fucking 6 or 9 or 5. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing is with Christian is like I've said this for years, and if people have seen Christian moving from different weight classes, even when he beat me in 2019, if you look at the championship that Christian performed, it's those one where you go to RPE 7-8. But if you put Christian under pressure to the top end of RPEs, that's where Christian does not perform.
Yeah.
So
the game plan kind of gets thrown away.
Yeah. And then the funny thing is like him performing RPE 7-8, he wins. He performed. He got, the Euros was a perfect mean. 999. What? He got silver medalist. He's a silver medalist, 360 deadlift. Who was for Christian going to pull 360? So
the jumps were massive too. The jumps were massive.
It works for him, and I expected that. So as your question there, Joey, I think it works for Christian, and he will stick to it.
Yeah. But continuing on, Espen, for your 2 and 3.
Yeah, so like I said, Christian first. As a viewer, though, just as a viewer, obviously we understand his lifters as to why he does what he does, and it works for him. Great. Like, he has to stick to those RP 7s and 8s, right? But as a viewer, man, it'll be so nice just to see him, like, fucking fully maxed out. Obviously, I'm not saying he has to, because he doesn't. There's not really any competition behind him right now. But one day, it'll be fucking amazing just to watch an RPE of 9-10 on all lifts, man. It'll be amazing.
I mean, it could be the case here whereby whatever his RPE 7 or RPE 8 was in Euros. Say it was what did he squat in Euros again, Durance?
287.
Yeah, 287. He could potentially just do the same RPE but with a higher weight. It could be a RPE 8 but with 295 or 300.
We can have to wait and see.
Yeah, exactly. So as long as training is where it needs to be right now for him,
and as long as he stays healthy as well, that's exactly one of the main things of Christian.
Exactly.
Cool. So he'll be first. In second place, for me, it was always going to be the battle of Dapo and Maxwell. That's what I always thought, anyways. That was going to be. But now with Dapo out of it, for me, it's going to have to be probably Maxwell. I say, you know what? I'll tell you my top 3 now. So obviously Christian, then I don't know, second and third, man. For me, it's going to be between Adam Fuller and Maxwell. So there's pros and cons to both. So I don't really know who to put for second and third, man. So Maxwell was obviously a lifter that just came out of nowhere. He's one of those lifters that we've spoken about before, where we say, oh, I bet there's a bunch of strong lifters in pure gym just there doing their own thing, and all of a sudden they come out of nowhere. He is literally living proof of that guy, right?
Yeah.
Just came out of nowhere, did his first comp, did what, 8, what was it?
12.5.
Yeah, like in his first meet, fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I want to say he'll come second, and then Adam will come third. But then it could all be experience as well. Adam does have that international experience where that can play a part in terms of like openers and just staying in the pocket and just like, taking it lift by lift. Whereas Maxwell, he's not going to have that experience, so he could potentially let go. I don't know. I don't even know who coaches him. Do you guys know?
Who Adam?
No, the
Maxwell.
Maxwell. Yeah.
I'm not aware of who his coach is, but anyone else? Durance, do you know?
Don't know.
No. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. Whoever
But,
coaches him,
but,
that could
but
be the
like,
deciding factor.
just to make it interesting, right? Just to make it interesting, and just because he had a fucking great debut, right? I'm gonna say him for second. Maxwell
Ooh.
for second. Yeah, Maxwell for second, and Adam for third. But again, all it takes is one mistake, like one of them to miss an attempt, and it's open for everyone. And that's considering we still have Will as well there lingering around. If someone makes a mistake, he can come out
And
and
capitalize on
take.
it, yeah.
Yeah, literally. So, but anyways, like, and there's my top three. I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to say Christian, Maxwell, and then Adam for that. My top
You know
three.
what? I'm gonna my view on this is a bit different. So, I mean, it's taking in all the factors that you just mentioned there, like, you know, the experience of the top five in the nominations, and the sort of the coaching behind all of them, and like had it and what could potentially be. But another thing with the whole Adam Follett situation is that he, just like the pretty much, I want to say the recipe, but something along those lines. But whatever Durance is doing, and as seeing it for myself, or what the results are, Adam Follett is doing the exact same thing. Like he has he has a good coach behind him. He has a nutritionist behind him. He's getting his recovery. All those boxes are being ticked, and knowing whatever's happening for Durance is working for him. I reckon the same can be replicated, and then the same sort of good results can happen with Adam. So I know maybe at this time it won't be enough to out total Christian, but I reckon Adam will be close. So I will put Adam as my second, because of those factors that I've seen for myself and everything else. For the third, again, I know, like, it's a shame that Dapper's not in there, and Maxwell had a phenomenal debut, 8-12.5, pretty much like trumping the what was then at the time that he got that the British record total by James Adcock of 8-11. But the coach, the coaching and the experience at this level, nationals, it's not like a divisional. It's a different pace altogether. I mean, we all know that we've been to an international, completely different atmosphere. We've been doing a number of nationals, again, completely different atmosphere to what a divisional is like. So that could be the difference between what Maxwell can do and what Will can do.
That being said, though, the international experience that we had, the location, everything was amazing, though, innit?
Yeah.
This one's going to be in the pure gym, so it could be pretty much like training at home. So
yeah. I mean, but again, the caliber of lifters is entirely different, right?
Oh yeah.
So that could be the pressure in itself, like, of
Yeah, in
changing
terms of the
the
lifters,
atmosphere. Yeah.
in terms of the lifters being there, yeah, that can change everything. But yeah.
But yeah, so as I was saying, I know, like you said, William Pickering is pretty much there. He could capitalize on it. I reckon he will, from early on, like from squats, because he is his total's been on the decline right now since 2021. He hasn't gone over the 805 he put up that since then. I reckon it's time for him to redeem himself, and he's been hungry for it. So because of that, and no shade to Maxwell whatsoever, but I will put Will as my third. So
Ooh,
yeah, bro.
okay.
So Christian for first, second to Adam, and then William for third place. I mean, you know, Adam was last year's British champion. So I know it's a bit of a shame that he'll be picking him for second this year. I mean, he could still give Christian something to, like, watch out for. But I reckon, yeah, still for second, and then William to capitalize on whatever the lack thereof of experience from Maxwell, because it does come into play, I would say, anyway. Unless his coach has some, like, sort of like extensive experience himself of, like, what it's like to handle someone at nationals, then maybe that could be like the difference from just missing out on third or actually getting third for Maxwell. But yeah, well, what you guys think, Durance or Espen, what I just said there?
Interesting, man. Definitely interesting.
To me, I think I thought about the 93s. You know, remember, guys, when the nationals happened last year and then worlds happened, of course, Adam and Will underperform a world, and they can agree with me, they did. And then we had James Hadcock at the juniors blowing the British record, 811. Everyone started talking about the 93s.
Yeah.
And we knew the 93 this year would be mad. And Christian doing and Adam doing the Arnolds, going to the Euros, and the rest of the story everybody else know. So to see James not making it and Dapo pulling out, to me, I'm so disappointed. You know, I'm really, really disappointed because I was looking forward to that battle of the 93s. I believe our 93s in the UK, if we had that battle, it would probably rival the international 93 battles. I'm not talking about the quality of lifting in terms of like whose numbers are being hit, what world record is being broken.
But
I'm talking about the excitement and the competition that we would have delivered in the 93s.
Yeah,
It would have rivaled, even do better than the world, right? But unfortunately, we're not going to get it. So it is what it is. This British, again, my top spot is Christian. Not because Christian's posted 842.5, the people thinking his gap is too big compared to the rest. I'm not even thinking about that because in powerlifting, anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
Will Pickering or whatever, or even Aaron can close that gap. That's no problem. But to me, the reason I'm picking Christian as the first is because Christian has got a lot going on into this championship. He has to win. He has to, you know, for other external reasons, he has to win. You know, the man had a very tough year last year, and this year does not start really well. So these wins are really important for him. So Christian, I'm going to put Christian on my top there. And looking Maxwell performance at 812 is his first performance as a British lifter is scary. Your first division, or you're smoking in the British record tour, that is scary, right? I know we spoke about the experience at nationals. If he was at the international, probably I would say, yeah, that experience might come and hit him hard. This is the British national we're talking about, right? This is the British national where this is not a shade to our refereeing at the nationals or whatever, but it's not the international level. You know, but the good thing about it is we are getting to that level to have that international standards in terms of our judging at the British, which is really good, and I appreciate that. So would Maxwell overcome all of that? I think he will. I think he will.
Do you reckon he'll get the criteria for international?
He's 830, right? So I think Maxwell will come close to that, or he will get it.
Who else?
His lifts look really good though in that comp.
Oh,
he didn't even know that he maxed out.
Christian will. Christian has to, because if Christian doesn't, Maxwell win. And the funny thing is, like, no jokes, Maxwell, I really believe Maxwell is a lifter I can see in this list that will put so much pressure on Christian at the national.
Whoa.
Because
no other lifter.
No. The reason I'm saying that is Maxwell's squat is similar to Adam for that, right?
Yeah.
They all have both similar squat.
That was then.
Yeah, but that was done by Adam. Adam now has been ticking the boxes for 300, 305, but Adam maybe. And Maxwell could be on that range as well. Bench press, he has a bigger bench than all of them. Even now, probably expecting more.
Yeah.
You know, so it's these guys that have to catch up. On the deadlifts, that's where he's lacking in terms of like, he had the smallest pull out of all of them. If he can pull, if Maxwell can pull 320, 325, we're talking about 830 there.
Yeah.
He will get his 830 if he can pull 325. So I see Maxwell coming close to that. Christian need to get it, because if he doesn't get it, he's not going to Malta.
Yeah, no,
game over.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So I see Maxwell. So I'm putting Maxwell a second, just because of those reasons I gave. So it was really hard for me to put Maxwell a second and Adam Fuller third, my third. The reason I took Adam Fuller third is because I just look at Maxwell's first performance. He performed putting on 12 kilo, 12 and a half kilo more than Adam's best total, right?
Yeah.
I know Adam's been ticking the box, but we know in powerlifting, 10 kilos is a lot of weight to catch up on. And especially Maxwell has competed all that long since he did his 12. So it means he's been probably adding something on top of that. Let's just say add another 12 and a half. So we're talking about 825. So Adam need to add 25 kilos.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's where my logic there.
I'm pretty sure Adam is gunning for that international criteria too. So
Oh
he's
hell,
at 30,
no one.
bro.
I mean, no, all these top five, including even if Dapo was around, none of them is going to the British for less than 830. Because otherwise, let's go and have fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I put Adam as my third. But again, Adam won't be far off Maxwell. You know, but it's one of them ones that if Maxwell miss, Adam come for second. Simple.
Wow,
You know?
that's completely on the other spectrum of what I was saying when I said that I think Adam's going to be close to Christian, but you think Maxwell is going to be close to Christian.
Maxwell
Okay.
come close, and with Christian as well is. Let me just put it into perspective. These top three, if Christian missed two lifts, he's done out.
Oh yeah. Who do you reckon will out total Christian if that was to happen?
If that was to happen, Maxwell wins with a 999.
But he'd have to have a good meet also then. Maxwell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Christian missed two lifts, Maxwell go 999. He wins. Right?
But
so
in terms of potentiality though, in terms of potentiality of like, say for example, in the subtotals, it is super close, right? In the subtotals, who will actually pull for the win? Who has the highest potential for it?
I mean, that's not even maths, isn't it? We can't even, anyone that will go and get a pen and paper does that. He's an idiot. Christian will pull for the win.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Christian, and he doesn't.
Actually, no. I meant to ask, like, say for example, everyone's just done their first dead, right? So subtotals are done, first deads are in, and after the first deads, like the subtotal is pretty much even, right? And there's more. Like we see this all the time. It looks like there's way more to go in the gas tank, right? For Christian, Maxwell, Adam, or even Will Pickering. Sorry.
That's where experience. Yeah, that's where experience comes in.
That's where the experience,
and that's where Maxwell could struggle with that. And depending on whose hand. Actually, that being said, but it depends who's handling him as well.
It really
Whoever's
does.
going to handle him, if he gets a good experienced handler that can literally like.
And that knows his training as well, because like say for example, someone just slaps on an attempt for his second attempt, third attempt even, and it's something stupid that he's never like that they're not even like aware of whether he can actually attain that. That could be the difference.
You know, the scariest part of the experience as well, boys, is like when you're lifting with someone like, I mean, let me just throw it out there, right? Someone like Enna, Christian, Chance. When you're lifting against them, it's not because they are big pullers. I'm not talking about being big pullers, or even Emil Nolan as well. It's not about being the biggest deadlifter in the crowd. I'm talking about a person that can take big jump and make it. It's so fucking scary, because the reality is Christian Margot first attempt, let's say 320, smoke it. He jumped 345.
Yeah.
Right? And you're thinking, oh my God, that's a big jump, 25 kilos.
And it makes you question, what's the top end?
Exactly. You know, look what he did at the Euros. And then the same thing goes to even Enna and all of that. I know he was unlucky at the Euros and World, but if you look at this club, it's just madness. And then the funny thing is like, when you're lifting against someone like that, I know King of the Lift call it weapons. I believe people with weapon can be beaten. How people with weapon can be beaten, it all comes down to the person who's handling you. What is your attempt are? And it doesn't matter what you've done in the gym, right? I mean, you could be in a position where you've squatted like 290 kilo for 3, like some of us. It doesn't mean that does not warrant you for your last attempt squat for you to load 317 or 320 because you squatted 290 in the gym. When I did that 290 times 3 at the gym, it was in my own place, my own timing. You know, I didn't have music because music is stupid. Do you know what I mean? All of that stuff. But when you're in that room, You listen to people talking. Some people talking shit you don't want to hear.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
all of that is part of it. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
So
Yeah.
when you're lifting against these big pullers, it's a different ball game.
Yeah, a
So
lot of
yeah,
factors to consider. But on that being said, though, lads, I know we've said our piece with regards to our top threes, but my biggest take with Maxwell, right? Again, no shade to him, like fantastic lifter, but I reckon from the sounds of it, it is going to be a lot of pressure for whoever's handling him in terms of how he is going to fare at this upcoming British. Um, Obviously, like like we said, the Christian we're going to see as long as he gets that combination, then yeah, he's good for it. 830 plus, anything that he needs to get that. You're saying Maxwell is next. I'm saying Adam is next. I reckon Adam will have what it takes. You say otherwise. You're saying it's a lot for him to make up for at that at that end of where he's totaling right now. But I reckon he's good for it. William, I mean, he's looking like the dark horse right now. But yeah, I reckon redemption is in his head. Is in his head. So I don't see it. I can see him like at least coming close, if not getting what he wants to get.
It's gonna
I
be an
mean,
interesting one, man.
all these. I love these words people throw around, the redemption and then vengeance. I'm quoting Pana here. All these words is beautiful to throw around, but all I'm gonna say is do not get caught on these slogan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Some of these people throw these slogan is because they've proven it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can back it up. If you thinking you have a redemption of the British, God, look at the people you're lifting against. These are the fully international, seasoned international. The funny thing is that a lot of people forgetting, okay, at the British, I got vengeance, I got redemption, I got all of this crap going on around. You're not going up against novice.
Mm-hmm.
You're going up against
I mean, to
seasoned
be fair,
lifters.
William's seasoned as well, bro. He's done a good number of internationals too.
Yeah, I'm not saying William is weaker than all of them. I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying that the truth is William is going up against Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Christian
Yeah.
had to be on a bad day for anyone to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Okay.
reality. That's a fact. That's not even like me because I'm with Christian friends or making stories up. No, he had to have a bad day for all the 93 to beat him. I have to have a bad day for all the 83 to beat me. So if all of us present our 999 on the table, I mean, you guys write the stories.
Okay.
You know.
Well, is there anything else to add, lads? I'm pretty much happy with what I've said. Happy with what I've sort of put out so far.
Last question.
Yeah, I think. Oh,
Yeah.
go on.
We spoke about Christian. We all picked Christian to win it. All of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we looked at Christian performance and we
Bro,
see
he's
how
like
Christian
30
does.
kilos ahead of the pack, man.
There's
Come on.
there's
Yeah,
no
and then
there's
they
no
qualify.
question,
Okay.
literally.
Yeah. Because we looked at the nominations there. So what number do you think Christian's gonna hit at the British to win it?
835.
Bear in mind, before you said 835, so Espen, before you answer, bear in mind, Christian have to put out a number where people can actually think he can compete against these 93 in the world in Malta.
What
I
do you
don't
mean?
think he cares about that. Yeah,
He just
I
needs a
know what
selection. He just needs a selection.
No. I'm saying other people need to think he will probably have a chance.
Oh.
I honestly think he doesn't care. I don't think he gives a shit about that. He just cares about just getting this one out the way, like not maxing out at all, just getting his 830 plus. I don't think he's gonna be bothered about that. To be fair,
Is there a
I see
number
what you
that
mean.
is there a number that you think he's gonna hit, Espen?
Same with you, man. Honestly, like
835?
if it's the Christian that we all know, he's just gonna be reserved and just stay in the pocket 835. Like if that,
Yeah.
unless he sees Maxwell doing absolute
Pushing.
madness, and
Pushing, right?
yeah, that's the only reason I can see him actually going from a 7 to a 7.5, which could be like another 20 kilos, knowing Christian. But that's the only thing I can see. Other than that, nah, man, 830, 835, same with you, man. Like just go in, get the win, and they're out. But
Why, Durance, what you say? What are you thinking here? Got anything else like?
Yeah, Durance, you must have asked that question because you have something in your mind. Go on.
Yeah,
What's
bro.
going on?
No, I mean, I was just interested to see your opinion, guys. I think I'm with you guys. I think 830. 840, between 830 and 040. That's what Christian will put at the British. That's what he needs. And he will do that. Again, depend how the squat goes. If Maxwell comes out with 305 squat, then Christian will have to think, because he can't leave it too late to the deadlift, because that 360 pull at the Euros, we all can be honest, another 10 kilo there, 15
I'm not gonna lie
kilo.
to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna put it this way as well. Even if Maxwell like pushes on squats, and we all know here, like once you push over or like sell out on squats, you're gonna pay for it with your deadlifts, right? Even
Yeah, I
if
know that.
yeah,
We all know that, not just you, mate.
even if like he pressures like Maxwell pressures Christian in the squats, I don't think Christian's gonna be worried, bro. Because
No, he's not.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's what I
what I'm
mean.
saying. Like,
And that's no disrespect to Maxwell,
no,
but just
exactly,
bear
yeah.
in mind. Also, just bear in mind, this is going to be his second comp, man. It's his second comp. Imagine his second comp as a 93, and we're already talking about him challenging Christian. That just comes to show what kind of lifter he actually is, man, and what lifter he's going to be in the future. He's one to watch.
He is gonna have to go through the litmus test of whether he can hack a national level, isn't it?
Oh, he will though. But for me, I don't know. And would you guys agree that like going into a British, right? When I don't know, when I go into a competition, I think of like the whole setup, like where you're going to be competing. I think of like a Northwest comp, like the All England, that setup, that venue. When you go into a British, you would think a national comp is going to be like, oh my God, it's going to be a bit scary, people are going to be there, the whole setup and everything. But you're basically walking into a gym. No disrespect again. We've already got another podcast where we're talking about all of this, right? But is he really going to be like, a bit concerned walking into a British, knowing that he's just walking into a gym in his first
Bro,
nationals?
like I was saying earlier, like it won't be the location. It will be the company around him.
Even
That.
I agree. I think with me, I agree with you, Espin, in terms of like the environment where we're lifting, we're doing our British. Even when we did the British 2022, it did not give me the vibe like, oh, I'm the British, I'm gonna have to push this. Do you know what I mean? The judging and the people, this is the British.
It's completely different.
It's like,
yeah,
it's completely different. It gave me the vibe like, oh, I'm kind of like when I went to do my singles at Crayford or when I do my singles at P10. That's the vibe I get. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really care whether when I get my last attempt or not. I don't give a fuck. As long as I get post something on the board, I'm gonna win. I don't give a shit. But with these newcomers coming to the British, I think it's not about the venue. It's about the people around you and the people you're lifting against with. Because in the reality is, don't get me wrong, we all see each other on social media. We talk to each other on social media. We haven't actually shared a platform yet, right? So sharing a platform with someone that can deadlift 365 kilos, then watching him on Instagram is different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So when you're sharing a platform with him, he loaded 340, being like, fuck, that 340 moved that fast. Shit, he moved faster than on their Instagram. And then you kind of like have a little bit of tingling heart. Do you know what I mean? So that happens. And then I'm not saying I won't get it. I will get it. Kunz will definitely give me a tingling heart in the last pull of his. I know he will. But whether he's gonna get it, that's meant to be seen. But the reality is this is not the place, it's the people you're competing against that makes that experience even better. Right? So how would Maxwell handle being up against these seasoned international? When I mean seasoned international, I'm talking about Will be there, Adam will be there, Christian will be there. These are the guys that represented GB at the international level as 93s. And they come close to the 93 record before Christian did the madness. Do you know what I mean?
So, I get you. Yeah. I get you. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I honestly think Maxwell's going to walk into the British internationals fucking confident, knowing that he's beaten Adam, he's beaten everyone that's there. His only competition there is Christian. That's the only thing I can think of.
Bro, you can't say you beat someone unless you did
same
place,
I know,
same time.
100%. But I'm just saying, in terms of the confidence that he's going to walk into, I'm going to say that's the energy he's going to bring. The only person he can see beating him, or who is going to beat him anyway, because it's quite obvious, is going to be Christian. So other than that,
what has been saying, Joey, Nathan can do his singles on 810 kilos and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to walk into the brace and beat Jurgens because I posted 800 in training. Do you know what I mean?
Who's Nathan? Wait, who are we talking about here? Who are we talking about here?
What's in the silence, Juris, bro?
No, I mean I
You're
got a
being
phone
asked
call.
a
That's
question.
why.
Answer the question, man.
Oh,
Who's Nathan?
Nathan. Oh, Nathan is one of our best young junior 83 lifter in the country. You know, top. Oh, is it what? I think top 4, top 5 at GL point. So
Mm,
you got to give the boy some respect. Do you know what I mean? I respect that kid. So yeah, he has got guts to be mixing with the olders.
okay.
So
All right,
yeah, I know
cool.
you're
So
laughing. You guys probably thinking like, I'm gonna go Nathan
Endurance.
this, Nathan
Endurance
Duval.
is biting his tongue hard here, man. Fucking hell. Say no
Nathan,
more.
work hard, mate. I'm
Alright,
waiting for you, brother. We still got a
okay.
match
All right, boys.
to finish.
Yeah, okay.
Go on.
Is that pretty much everyone's
Yeah.
93s and 83s, yeah?
Yeah, that's our
All right,
picks, man.
cool.
Yeah.
All
All
done.
right. Well, I hope everyone, our listeners and our viewers have had a good time listening to us and seeing what we had to say, all this shit or probably possible truths. But yeah, we'll hope we catch you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed listening.